Today we're learning how not to care for a ball python, featuring Howcast. So I was replying to some comments on some of my older videos, and in some of the recommended videos, a Howcast video popped up for how to care for a ball python. So I clicked on the video having some faith in their channel. Maybe they've gotten better since I last watched them. But some information was incorrect, so I want to go ahead and just debunk those things, because although this video is, I think, about 3 years old, it's still racking in views, still racking in comments, and people are still listening to this info. So let's go ahead and get into some of the incorrect stuff with this.
Ball pythons are probably one of your more docile pythons and a very good pet to have. They don't get very large, normally between 3 to 5, 7 feet at the longest.
Females get larger than males, and they never go over 5 feet. It's extremely rare to see one bigger than that. Males will get about 3 to 4 feet, females 4 to 5 feet. The world record is about 6.5 feet for a ball python. I don't think there's ever been one 7 feet or over, and it very rarely will hit 6 feet.
They are long-lived though. They'll live up to 40 years, so be ready to take care of this guy for a long time. They're carnivorous, they're constrictors. A guy this size will eat mice and rats. You start them off when they're younger with pinkies. The way that you can figure out how much to feed these guys is measure the girth of the largest part of their body, and their bait should never be larger than that. That's a good way of gauging.
You have to feed them food that's 1 to 1.5 times the size of the largest girth of their body if you want to be able to feed them correctly. Because snakes are so amazing and have those unlockable jaws, they can easily eat prey that is much larger than their mouth, giving them food that is smaller than the width of their body. Otherwise, you might be underfeeding them. So it's really no problem if the food you're giving them is larger than that body. And it's normal to see a bulge in a ball python or any snake's stomach after they eat. Then you know that they are full and they'll be good to go.
They require a terrarium that has a heat gradient from the low 90s to the low to mid 80s.
Usually you want to keep the cooler side to at the lowest 75 and up to 80. I mean, mid to low 80s I guess is kind of close enough, but that's just a little thing.
They require a little bit more humidity than some of our other snakes. So their humidity should be in the 70 to 80%.
That is way too much humidity for a ball python. They need about 50 to 60%. And not only is that incorrect for that species, but when you go to 70 and 80% humidity and higher, you're going to promote the growth of bacteria. So in your enclosure, you're going to start having germs grow and thrive, which equals a sick snake. Higher humidity the incorrect humidity for certain species like ball pythons can also cause respiratory infections, which is like a cold in humans. So it's really no big deal, and you can treat it, but you can just very easily avoid these things by giving them the accurate humidity, which is about 50, at the highest 60%.
They're a shy snake, and it's very important that they have a proper hiding area. Now you can create a hide box with a regular cardboard box, a pot for a plant, and it should be just big enough that it surrounds this little fella.
It's very correct that hides are very important for ball pythons, but you should not use cardboard hides. As soon as a python maybe poops on that hide, or if any water soaks into it, it's not going to dry very easily. And again, just like the humidity will promote the growth of bacteria, whether it's from that python's own feces or from water in the tank or whatever. As soon as that stuff really touches the cardboard, it's going to soak in crazy easily and can lead to your animal getting sick, because that's where it basically is all day, every day. It's best to go to places that really know what they're doing when they're making these hides, like ZooMed, Exoterra, or Zilla. Those are my favorite companies, but you can make them yourself. You just don't want to use materials that are capable of soaking in and harnessing those bacteria and those germs and that poop and that water and everything like that.
So there's a few interesting things about ball pythons.
So I hope this video was not only a way to just kind of debunk some incorrect information, but it's also to show you that you need to go to multiple resources. Now, I most certainly am no expert on any of these animals, and I'm not always correct. I do my best to get all the information as accurate as possible from as many sources as possible, but sometimes I might slip up and make a mistake. So you need to just go to as many sources as possible. It's okay to watch this guy's video. He did have correct information, but the majority of it was incorrect according to tons of sources and my personal experience. But yeah, this video just really shows you that you should not trust just a single source or a single person, even if they are a professional certified veterinarian.